Hello everyone and welcome to today's lesson. My name is Mr. Lim KH and today I'll be going through a P6 Math SA1 paper from 2019 Henry Park. So we're gonna start off with the paper 1, which is the MCQ section. Okay, question 1. What is the value of 10 divided by 400? Okay, this one should be a divide sign. So this question, there's a few ways to do it. You can either change it to fraction. Okay, fraction, which is 10 over 400. Okay, reduce it to 5 over 200. Okay, and then after that you can change the denominator to a 1000, which is multiplied by 5. Multiplied by 5, right? So you're gonna get a 25 over 1000. Okay, 25 over 1000 is basically 0.025. Okay, the answer is number 2. Because for this kind of question, you need to learn how to do your long division also. So you need to, if you don't know how to do the fraction way, okay, you can do 10 divided by 400. Okay, a lot of students will make the mistake of doing 400 divided by 10. Okay, the question is actually setting a trap for students who do it in this way. So if you're doing 400 divided by 10, you're gonna start out with 0. Okay, minus 0. You're gonna get a 10. Add in the 0 behind. Okay, carry down the 0 and add in the decimal. Okay, next will still be a 0. Okay, minus 0, which will give you 100, right? Add in a 0, bring down the 0. Okay, 2 times 400 will minus 800. Okay, we shall left with 200. Add in the 0 behind, carry down the 0, and this will give you a 5 times 400. Okay, will give you minus 2000. Okay, so this way will give you the same answer also, but you got to know how to do it in both ways. Okay, question 2. Arrange the following fractions from the smallest to the greatest. Okay, so you see that out of the fraction, there are like improper fractions such as 6 over 5 and 7 over 6. Okay, there's also mixed fractions such as this 1 whole and 1 over 4. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use number 1 and I'm gonna change it all to mix. Okay, 6 over 5 will be equal to 1 and 1 over 5. Okay, 7 over 6 will be equal to 1 and 1 over 6. Okay, and then the last fraction will be, of course, the 1 and 1 over 4. Okay, since all of them are 1 whole, so basically we just need to focus on the fraction, which is 1 over 5, 1 over 6, and 1 over 4. Okay, so if the numerator are all the same, that means that the smaller the denominator is, the bigger the fraction is. Okay, so which means that 1 over 6 is the smallest. Okay, followed by 1 over 5, and then the greatest, okay, fraction will be the 1 over 4. Okay, so we just need to choose the answer with a denominator of 654. Okay, which means that the answer will be also number 2. Okay, question 3. In the scale below, what is the value of the reading at X? Okay, so I don't see any X. I think the X is missing, but let's just go through this question. So the first thing the student needs to see is how many divisions are there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So I'm gonna write a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then the student will need to next figure out like each division is what is the value of it. Okay, so each one is probably a 0.02. Okay, so this will be 4.32. Okay, and then 4, 6, 8, and so this will be a 4.40, right? Okay, so looking at the options, we can tell that these two are definitely out because 4.7 and 4.9 is very far ahead. Okay, so I'm gonna mark out. Okay, this one will be the 4.52. Okay, and this one will be the 4.54. Okay, so wherever the X is gonna be, just make sure you choose the correct one. Okay, question 4. Find the value of 14 minus 2 times 4 plus 20. I think this last one over here is a divide by 4. Okay, so I'm gonna write it over here. 14 minus 2 times 4 plus 20. Okay, divide by 4. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna do the multiply and the divide. Okay, so this will become a 14 minus 8. Okay, plus 20 divided by 4 will give me a 5. Okay, at this point, you need to take note that you're supposed to work from left to right. Okay, so 14 minus 8 will give you a 6. Okay, 6 plus 5 will give you a 11. So the answer should be number 1. Question 5. There is a total of 60 red and green beans in a container. So 36 of them are red beans. What is the ratio of the number of green beans bits to the number of red bits? Okay, in the container. So if there are 60, so the first thing you do is 60 minus 36. Okay, this will give you a 24. Okay, 24 is basically the green ones. So the question is asking for the ratio of the number of green to red, right? So green is to red will be 24 is to 36. Okay, so take your time to change it to simplest form. I'm gonna divide by 2 first. Divide by 2 will give me 18. I can still divide by 2. Okay, and then I'm gonna divide by 3, which will give me a 2 is to 3. So the answer will be number 1. Okay, question 6. The opening hours of City's Cafe are shown below. How long is the cafe open each day? Okay, so the opening hours is from 9 AM to 2 PM. And then after that 5:45 PM to 10 PM. Okay, so for this type of time question is either you do a timeline or okay, I'll prefer to use my fingers to count. Okay, so using the fingers to count will go like this from 9 AM to 2 PM. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. Okay, so that will be 5 hours. Okay, next one will be from the 5:45 PM to 10 PM. Okay, 5:45, 6:45, 7:45, 8:45, 9:45. 9:45 to 10 will be another 15 minutes. Okay, so this will be 4 hours and 15 minutes. Okay, add them together, it will give you 9 hours and 15 minutes. So the answer for this question will be number 3. Okay, when it comes to doing time question, remember to use your fingers to count time. I think it's a lot faster than drawing timeline because even now I'm still using my fingers to count the time. Okay. Question 7. The figure below is made up of square ABCD. So ABCD. Okay, and rectangle EFGC. EFGC is this. Okay, what is the parameter of the figure? Okay, for this question, there is actually a shortcut which I think students should learn how to use. A lot of students will be very tempted to find the length of here, 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 and here, and then after that you will add up everything, right? Okay, but by doing so, you will increase your chance of making careless mistakes because the more workings you do, the more careless mistakes you will make. Okay, so the other way is to convert this shape into a rectangle. Okay, I'm gonna try and can maybe use the shapes. Okay, it's actually raining heavily outside, so pardon the sound of the thunder. Okay, I'm gonna try and draw a full rectangle over here. Okay, and then I'm gonna label it. I'm gonna label the F here, G, and D. Okay, and this over here will be the A, B, and E. Okay, so you can actually shift EB to here because EB and here are the same, and you can shift AB to here. Okay, so this will change this figure over here to a regular rectangle like this. Okay, so to find the parameter of this regular rectangle on the right is same as finding the parameter of the figure. So I know that DC is 5 cm, which means that DG will be 15 cm, right? Okay, and I know that this is 8 cm. Okay, FG is 8 cm, so I'm gonna do 15 plus 8 first. 15 plus 8 will give me 23 cm. Okay, and then after that I'm gonna use 23 cm to multiply by 2. Okay, this will give me 46 cm. So the answer will be number 2. Okay, question 8. A solid cuboid of height 7 cm has a square base of 5 cm. So what is the volume? Okay, remember volume is equals to length times breadth times height, right? Okay, in this case, because it's got a square base, okay, so the volume will be 5 times 5 times 7. Okay, which work out to be 25 times 7. 25 times 7, just do your working over here. Okay, 7 times 5 will give me 35. 7 times 2, 14. 14 plus 3 will give me 175. Okay, 175. So number 3 is the answer. Okay, question 9. In the figure, ACE and ACE and BCD are straight lines. Okay, so these and these are straight lines. Find angle ABC. ABC is this angle here. Okay, I'm gonna find angle DCE first. Angle DCE will be basically 180 minus 74 plus 66, right? Okay, which is 180 minus 74 plus 66 will give me 140. Okay, so this angle here will be 40. Using the vertically opposite, we know that this angle here is also 40. Okay, so now we can find what is angle ABC. Okay, by doing angle ABC is equals to 180 minus 43 plus 40. Okay, which is 180 minus 83, which will give me 97 degree. Okay, so number 4 is the answer. Okay, question 10. The graph below shows the number of cakes sold in each month from May to September. So May, June, July, August, and September. Okay, the question is asking what is the average number of cakes sold in each month from May to September. Okay, let me write down the number below first so that I don't read it wrongly. Okay, each division is a 1. So this is May is 24, June is 20, July looks like let me check, 32. Okay, okay, August, I'm gonna do some marking over here so that I don't see wrongly. So August will be 25, 6, 7, 8. Okay, August will be 28 and September will be, because when you're doing this paper you can always use a ruler. Make sure you use a ruler to make sure that you don't read wrongly. Okay, this should be a 16, right? Okay, 16. So I'm gonna add them all together first. I'm gonna do it step by step. Okay, 24 plus 20 will give me 44, and then after that 44 plus 32, which will give me 76. Okay, 76 plus 28, which will give me 104. And 104 plus 16, that will give me 120, right? Okay, so to find the average number of cakes, the last step will be to use 120 divided by 5, right? Okay, and that will give you, if you're not very sure, you can always do your long division. 120 divided by 5, 2 minus 10, 20, okay, and then 4. Okay, minus 20, 0. So this will be a 24. Okay, and the answer is number 3. Okay, question 11. The top view of a solid is drawn in a square grid. So which of the following is the solid with the top view drawn above? So we have option 1. Okay, the top view will look like this. Okay, the top view is from here. So option 1 is definitely wrong because there's supposed to be like a cube over here. Option 2 is in the wrong direction. Okay, option 3 is also wrong because there should be 1 over here. Okay, so option 4 is the correct one. Okay. Okay, question 12. Janelle used stickers of 4 different shapes to make a pattern. The first 15 stickers are shown below. So what was the shape of the 100th sticker? Okay, we're gonna figure out what is the repeating pattern first. The repeating pattern goes like this, right? Okay, so for this kind of question, if you look at the last shape, okay, this is the 5th shape, this is the 10th shape, and this is the 15, right? Okay, so the last shape will follow the multiple of 5. So in order to find the 100th sticker, okay, you just need to use 100 divided by 5. Okay, this will give me 100 can be divided by 5, right, without any remainder. This will give me 20. Okay, which means that the shape of the 100th sticker is the smiling face. Okay, number 1. Okay, question 13. Dave has 3 identical right-angled triangles. He joined them to form the figure ABCD shown below. So ABCD. Okay, the area of figure ABCD is 72 square cm. Okay, AB is 12 cm, BC is 10 cm. Find the parameter of the figure A, B, C, D. Okay, so we are short of AD, and DC, right? Probably can find out what is DC already, because since they are all identical rectangles, so DC will be equal to 6 cm, right? Okay, so now we need to try and find AD. In order to find AD, I'm gonna find the area of this rectangle first. Okay, so the first step would be to use 72 divided by 3 because I want to find the area of one triangle. Okay, 72 divided by 3 will give me 24. Okay, and then 24 times... Okay, 24 times 2 will give me 48. Right, so the area of a rectangle is... area of rectangle. It's 48, so we're gonna use 48 area divided by the breadth. Okay, that will give me 8 cm. Okay, so AD is 8 cm. Now we can find the parameter, which is 8, 12 plus 10 plus 6 plus 8. 8, 22 plus 6 plus 8. 28 plus 8, and then after that the last one will be 36. Okay, so the answer will be number 2. Question 14 in the chess competition. Okay, question 14. In the chess competition, a player has to play 3 games in round 1. Okay, if the average score in round 1 is at least 35, the player will be able to move on to round 2. The table below shows Lydia's scores for the 2 games she played in round 1. Okay, so round 1 she played the first game, 32. Second game, 28, and the third game is not known. Okay, so what is the lowest score? Okay, she must get in the third game of round 1 in order to move on to round 2. Okay, so the first step will be to use 35 times 3. Okay, to find the total score, right? Okay, then after that I'm gonna subtract away the 32 and the 28. Okay, I'm gonna add them together first. That will give me a 60. Okay, and then 105 minus 60 will give me a 45, right? So which means that she will need to score 45 points, okay, in the last game in order to qualify. Okay, question 15. Isaac used 3/5 of his money to buy 6 spring rolls and 8 chicken wings. The cost of 3 spring rolls was the same as the cost of 2 chicken wings. Okay, so what is the most number of such spring rolls he could buy with a quarter of his remaining money? Okay, so this question is gonna be a bit tedious, so I'm gonna do it step by step, okay? The first thing that you need to realize is actually this over here. Okay, the cost of 3 spring rolls is the same as the cost of 2 chicken wings. So which means that 3 spring rolls is equals to 2 chicken wings. Okay, I'm gonna change it to, I'm gonna multiply by 4 both sides, okay, which means that 12 spring rolls is equals to 8 chicken wings. Okay, so the next thing that I'm gonna do is 3/5 of money, right? It can buy 6 spring rolls and 8 chicken wings, right? Okay, because At the end of the question, they are asking for what is the most number of spring rolls that can buy with a quarter of his remaining money, right? So I'm going to change the chicken wings into spring rolls. Okay, I've already found out that 8 chicken wings can be replaced with 12 spring rolls, right? Because they cost exactly the same. Okay, which means that 3/5 of his money can actually buy okay, 6 spring rolls plus 12 will be 18 spring rolls, right? Okay, so the next thing that I'm gonna do is there are still more things to do. Okay, so what fraction is a quarter of his remaining money? Okay, so after he used 3/5, right? That means the remain is equal to 2/5. So if I want to find what is a quarter of the remaining, which is 2/5, I'm gonna use a quarter to multiply by 2/5. Okay, do the reducing, I'm gonna get a 1/10. Okay, which means that I need to find out what is the most number of such spring rolls you could buy with a quarter of his remaining money. Okay, so I'm gonna continue from here. 6/10 of his money, sorry, 3/5 of his money is equals to 6/10 of his money, right? Okay, change it to an equivalent fraction. I'm gonna multiply by 2 to both numerator and denominator. Okay, which means that 1/10 of his money can buy me, okay, 18 divided by 6, which is 3 spring rolls. Okay, so he can buy 3 more, okay, using a quarter of his remaining money. The answer will be number 3. Okay, we're going to move on to question 16, which is the short written section. Question 16, express 0.08 as a mixed number in its simplest form. Okay, so 8.08, okay, is basically 8 whole and 8 over 100. 8 over 100, just change it to the simplest form. You can do it step by step. Okay, don't need to reduce it in like a huge number. Okay, so 8n to 2 over 25 is the simplest form. Okay, question 17. Use all the digits of 1, 8, 4, and 5 to form the whole number that's closest to 5,000. Okay, closest to 5,000. Probably it will start with, let me try one of it first. 5,000. Okay, 148. Okay, so to 5,000 is equals to 148, right? So let me try something else. Maybe can I try 4,851? To 5,000 is 149, right? Okay, so I don't think there are other numbers that can get closer other than this. Okay, so the answer will be 5,148. Okay, question 18. The figure below shows some shaded squares. Okay, shade 2 more squares to form a symmetrical figure with AB as the line of symmetry. So we're gonna go diagonally across, which means that I need to shade this. Okay, and this is a mirror image of this. This is a mirror image of this. That means I'm missing this square over here, which I need to be shaded. Okay, so now it is symmetrical. Question 19. Ellen played on her piano from 11:45 a.m. to 1:25 p.m. Okay, how long did she play on her piano? Give your answer in minutes. So I'm just gonna write like 11:45 a.m. to 12:45 a.m. This is 1 hour, right? And then after that to 1 p.m. This is 15 minutes. Okay, and then to 1:25 p.m. This is 25 minutes. Okay, so we just need to add all this together. They want it in minutes, right? So I'm gonna convert this to 60 plus 15 plus 25. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 60 plus 40, which is equals to 100 minutes. Okay. Question 20. The shaded figure is a semicircle of diameter 20 cm. What is the area of the shaded figure? So to find the area of the shaded figure, remember area of circle. Okay, is equals to pi r square, right? Or pi times r. In this case, pi is 3.14 multiplied by the radius is 10 and then times 10. Okay, so it will be 314. Okay, but take note this is a semicircle, right? So semicircle, it's going to be half times 314. Okay, or 314 divided by 2. So if you're not very sure, you can always do your long division divided by 2. Okay, then it will give you a 1 minus 2. Okay, 5 minus 10. 7 minus a 14. Okay, so it will be 157 cm square. Okay, question 21. The figure shows a cubical tank. So take note, it's a cubical tank which is 3 feet filled with water. Okay, what is the volume of water needed to fill up the tank to the brim? So we're gonna find what is the volume of the tank first. 10 times 10 times 10 will give me 1,000 cubic meter. Okay, so since it is 3 feet filled, that means I need to fill up 2/5 more, right? So I'm gonna find out what is 2/5 of the volume. It is 1,000 over here. Divide by 5, divided by 5 will be 200, right? So 200 times 2 will give me 400 cubic meter. Okay, so this is the answer. Okay, question 22. Jerome had 51 stickers and Caden had 37 stickers. After both boys use the same number of stickers, so use the same number, right? Okay, which will suggest that this is a constant difference type of question. Okay, the number of stickers Jerome and Caden had were in the ratio of 5:3. Okay, how many stickers did Caden have in the end? So okay, if you're not very familiar with this question, you can always draw a simple model. Okay, this is 51, this is 37, right? Okay, if both boys use the same, I always like to cut from behind, and the ones behind are basically what is used. Okay, and you should realize that over here is the 2 unit. Okay, because of the 5:3. So in this case, 2 unit is equals to 51 minus 37. Okay, this will give me 14. So 1 unit is equals to 7. They're asking for how many stickers did Caden have in the end? Oh, so I need to find what is 3 unit. 3 unit is equals to 21. Okay. In the end, okay. Just making sure. Question 23. Rebecca had 4 times as many apples as pears at first. She gave away 16 apples and bought 15 pears. Okay, in the end, she had 8 more apples than pears. Okay, how many pears did she have at first? I'm gonna try and draw a model for this because it'll be clearer if you can see a clear model. So I'm gonna cut it into 4 equal parts to represent the 4 times, and then after that draw another block over here which represents the pears. Okay, so this will be the apple and this will be the pears. Okay, so she gave away 16. I'm just gonna draw out a random block. I don't know how big or small 16 is. Okay, but this will be what she gave away. Okay, and bought another 15 pairs. So 15, same thing. I'm gonna like maybe draw a random block over here. 15, right? Okay, in the end, she had 8 more apples. So which means that if you draw a line over here, dotted line. Okay, here to here is the 8. Okay, so by now you should realize that the 3 unit over here, try to use a different color here to here, okay, is the 3 unit. Okay, 3 unit will be equal to 16 plus 8 plus 15, okay, which is equals to 39. 31 plus 8 is 39. Okay, so 1 unit is equals to 13. Let me go back to the question. Okay, how many pairs did she have at first? Okay, so yeah, 13 is the answer. Okay, this will be 13. 1 unit. Question 24. The figure below is made up of a square and 2 quarter circles. So a square and 2 quarter circles. Find the parameter of the figure. Okay, given that pi is 22 over 7. Okay, I'm gonna find the semicircle over here first. This plus this. Okay, so I'm gonna use half times pi times the diameter, right? The diameter of it will be I'm gonna use times 2 times 28. Okay, I'm gonna reduce the 2 and the 2 can cancel. The 7 can cancel with the 28 to give me a 4. Okay, so I'm left with 22 times 4, which is 88 cm. Okay, then I'm left with these 28, 28, 28, and 28. So there's 4 of them, so I'm gonna do a 28 times 4. Okay, 32, 4 times 2, 8. So plus 3 will give me a 112. Okay, this will give me a 112, and the last step will be to use 88 plus 112. Okay, this will give me a 200 cm. Okay. Okay, question 25. David, Leon, and Felix had some stickers. After David gave 3/8 of his stickers to Leon and 3/10 of his remaining stickers. Okay, be careful. To Felix, all three boys had the same number of stickers in the end. Okay, same number of stickers in the end. Okay, what was the ratio of the number of stickers Leon had at first to the number of stickers Felix had at first? Okay, so this question is gonna be a bit tricky. I'm gonna start focusing on this. Okay, 3/10 of his remaining stickers, right? To Felix, which means that Leon, David will be left with 7/10, right? I'm gonna treat that as 7 units. Okay, I'm gonna put David in the middle. David is equals to 7 units, which means that Leon also have 7 units and Felix also have 7 units. Okay, this is in the end. Okay, and then I'm gonna slowly work backwards. So if David gave 3/10 of his remaining stickers to Felix, okay, that means Felix will need to return 3 units to David. Okay, so which means that Leon will have 7 units still. Okay, David will have 10 units and Felix will have 4 units. Okay, right, so this is the remaining. Okay, if David give 3/10, that means David will give 3/. Okay, then next we're gonna work towards this 3/8. Okay, so David gave 3/8 of his stickers to Leon, which means that this is 5/8, right? Okay, but this is a 10 unit. Okay, so I'm gonna change this to a 10/16. Okay, so what does this tell you? Which means that David gave 6 units to Leon, right? Okay, which means that Leon must return the 6 units. Okay, which means that Leon will be left with 1 unit. Okay, David will have 16 units and Felix will still be 4 units. Okay, this is the start. Okay, so what was the ratio of the number of stickers Leon had at first to the number of stickers Felix had at first? So Leon to Felix will be 1:4. Question 26. A piece of rope measuring 10.7 meter in length was cut into 3 pieces. Okay, the first piece was 1.2 meter longer than the second piece. So I'm gonna maybe draw some simple model. Okay, the first, the second. Okay, the second piece, I'm gonna draw it like this. Okay, so this will be the first. The second, I'm gonna draw a dot. This will be the 1.2 meter. Okay, the first piece was 3 times as long as the third piece. Okay, so in this case, if you want to draw the third, right? What you can do is you can cut it into 3 units over here. Okay, so the third one will be, and you're gonna draw a 1 unit. Okay, plus another 1.2 divided by 3 will be 0.4 meter. Okay, and then the total will be 10.7 meter. Okay, so we need to find the length of the shortest piece, which is the third one, right? So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use 10.7 minus away 1.2 minus away 0.4 to remove the extra. Okay, so it will be 1. Okay, minus away 1.6, which will be equal to 9.1. Okay, then next step will be 9.1 divided by 7 units, right? Okay, 9.1 divided by 7 will give me 1.3 meter. Then that means 1.3 meter is here. Okay, this is 1 unit. And then the last step will be to use 1.3 plus 0.4. Okay, 1.7 meter. Okay, this will be the answer. Question 27. The diameter of the circle shown below is 16 cm. Find the area of the shaded square. Okay, so if the diameter is 16, which means that here to here will be 8, right? This is 8, this is 8, and this is a 90 degree. Okay, a right angle triangle. So to find the area of like this triangle over here, okay, I'm just gonna use 8 times 8. Okay, is equals to 64. Okay, and then after that 64, okay, times 2 will give me 128 cm square. Okay, of course you can do it by the long way, but eventually you realize that half times 8 times 8, okay, cancel 1, cancel 4 is 32. So 32 is one of the triangle here. And then 32 you can also times 4. Okay, it will give you also 128. Question 28. ABCD is a trapezium, so ABCD, AD is equals to AB. Okay, DAB is equals to 1 to 4. I need to find angle BDC. BDC over here. Okay, so this angle over here is the same as this angle over here using the alternate angle because this is parallel to this, right? So I'm gonna write it down. Angle ABD is equals to angle BDC actually. Okay, so we just need to find angle ABC because a triangle ABD is an isosceles triangle. So I'm gonna use 180 minus 1 to 4 and then divide by 2. Okay, so this will give me 56 divided by 2. Okay, 56 divided by 2 will give me 28 degree. Okay, so 28 is the answer. Question 29. Unseen baked a cake and gave 1/5 of it to her friend. She cut the remaining cake equally into 12 slices. Okay, remaining cake into 12 slices. What fraction of the whole cake was each slice? Okay, express your answers in simplest form. So she gave 1/5, right? Gave 1/5. Okay, which means that the remain is 4/5, right? Okay, if she cut it into 12 slices, that means you're dividing the remaining into 12 equal parts, right? So divide by 12 is basically 4/5 times 1/12. Okay, remember to do your reducing. Divide by 4, divide by 4. Okay, so this will give you 1/15. Okay, what fraction of the whole cake was each slice? It is 1/15. Okay, if you do it, if you do your reducing, then your answer will already be in the simplest form. Okay, question 30. A publisher sold 1,000 magazines in March. The number of magazines sold in April was a 20% increase from what was sold in March. Okay, the number of magazines sold in May was a 30% decrease from what was sold in April. So how many magazines did the publisher sell in May? Okay, so we're gonna write it down clearly. March is 1,000, right? Okay, what about April? Okay, April, that's a 20% increase, right? Okay, if you know how to do your calculation, it's basically 1,200. Okay, 20% of 1,000, you're reducing is 200. Okay, then 1,000 plus 200 goes to 1,200. Okay, then next, okay, we're gonna move on to May, right? Okay, the number of magazines sold in May was a 30% decrease from what was sold in April. Okay, so if there is a 30% decrease, then I'm gonna find what is 70% of 70% of April, right? Okay, so same thing. I'm gonna reduce. 70 times 12 is the same as 120 times 7. Okay, 0, 1, 4, 8, 840. Okay, so how many magazines did the publisher sell in May? The answer will be 840. Okay, moving on to paper 2, question 1. Okay, Dylan has a number of red, green, and blue balloons. 5/12 of the balloons are red, and there are twice as many red balloons as green balloons. Okay, what fraction of the balloons is blue? Express your answer in the simplest form. Okay, so I'm gonna let the red balloons be equal to 5 units, right? Okay, since it is 5/12. Okay, there are twice as many red balloons as green balloons. Okay, which means that green balloons are 2.5 units, right? Okay, which means that the remaining, which is blue balloons will be okay, so this one all together is 7.5 units. You do a 12 minus 7.5, you're left with 4.5 units. Okay, so blue will be 4.5 units. Okay, the question is what fraction of the balloons is blue? Okay, so it will be 4.5/12. Okay, but of course you cannot leave it in decimal. If you want to change it to simplest form, you can multiply by 10 first. Okay, then after that you divide it by divide by 5, which will give you a 9/24, and then after that you can continue to divide by 3, which will give you a 3/8. Okay, then continue to divide by 3. Okay, so this will be the simplest form. Or you know, you can always key into your calculator 4.5 divided by 12, and then yeah, your calculator will change it to 3/8. Okay, question 2. The solid below was made up of 11 unit cubes. Draw the front view and the side view of the solid in the square grid below. Okay, so I'm supposed to draw the front view and the side view. The front view... Okay, let me use red color. It's gonna be a 3 by 3, right? So I'm gonna draw the front view is a 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then a zigzag like this. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then fill up the boxes. Okay, the side view will also be a 3 by 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, but on top you need to go to side view, and then after that you gotta go down another 2, and then box it up like this. Okay, so this is how the side view looks like. Okay, question 3. In the square grid below, E, F and FG are straight lines. Measure and write down the size of EFG. Okay, so because I can't really measure the angle over here on my screen, so I'm gonna skip part A. But if you have the worksheet printed out, I'm sure you can measure it, and I'm sure you know how to measure it. Okay, this angle over here will at least be bigger than 90. EF and FG are two sides of a rhombus. EFGH. Complete the drawing of the rhombus in the square grid below. Okay, so to complete the rhombus, right, look at this side over here. This is a 1 times, this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here over here, right? So you have to do the same for here. 1 by 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you just need to do a marking here and use a ruler and your pencil to draw a line and join E. And then after that, you just have to join this point to G. Okay, and that will give you your rhombus. This is H here. Question 4. A number of students took part in the race. The table shows the number of students with the time taken to complete the race. Okay, prizes were given to 3/8 of the students who completed the race faster than the rest. Okay, Anne was one of the prize winners. What was the longest time she could have taken to complete the race? Okay, so 3/8 of the students who complete the race receive the prize. Okay, so I'm gonna find out what is the total first. Okay, so I'm just gonna use my calculator. Okay, 4 plus 9 plus 12 plus 8 plus 5 plus 2, so give me a 40. Okay, so I'm just gonna write the working here. 4 plus 9 plus 12 plus 8 plus 5 plus 2 is equals to 40. Okay, so 3 out of 8 of them, 3 of 8 times 40. Okay, that's 5, it will give me a 15. So 15 is basically the bottom here. Okay, here to here is 15. Okay, they are the ones who receive the prizes. Okay, so in order to receive the prizes, this will be the longest time that she can take, right? Okay, the 12.2 seconds. Okay, it cannot be longer than this because 12.3, that means you don't qualify for the prize anymore. Okay, so what was the longest time she could have taken to complete the race? It will be 12.2 seconds. Okay, question 5. At first, Jared had 80 marbles and some erasers. Okay, after he gave away 12 marbles and 25% of his erasers, okay, he had a total of 128 marbles and erasers left. Okay, how many erasers did Jared give away? Okay. So let's try and draw a model for this. Giraffe had marbles over here. Okay, 80 marbles, right? Some erasers. Okay, erasers, I'm not sure like how big or small it is. I'm just gonna draw a random block. Okay, and this will be the erasers, right? Okay, and then after he gave away 12 marbles, gave away 12, so I'm gonna use a different color and cut out a 12. Okay, and 25% of his erasers, that means the erasers, if you cut it into 4 parts, right? Okay, this is 25%. This is also a giveaway. Okay, then after that he had a total of 128 marbles and erasers, which means that in the end, okay, the marbles will be 68 left, right? And then the erasers will be like 75% of the original. Okay, so the first step that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a 128 minus away the 68. Okay, 128 minus away the 68, that will give me 60. Okay, which means that 75% of the erasers is equals to 60. And to find how many erasers did Gerald give away? Gave away 25%, right? So to find 25%, I need to do 60 divided by 3. Okay, so 60 divided by 3 will give me 20 erasers. Question 6. Christopher had $96 more than Hongwen at first. Hongwen then gave Christopher $36. Okay, in the end, Christopher had 4 times as much money as Hongwen. So how much money did Christopher have at first? Okay, Christopher had I'm gonna draw a simple model. Okay, draw a block, draw another block. Okay, so Christopher had, I'm gonna draw a dotted line here, and this is $96. Okay, Hongwen then gave Christopher $36, so I'm gonna cut out a block over here. This is the $36, and it's gonna go over here. Okay, in the end, Christopher had 4 times as much money as Hongwen. So in this case, we gotta draw the line of comparison. The line of comparison will be here because this 36 will be gone. Okay, and you should realize there's another 36 over here. Okay, which means that from here to here is 3 units. Okay, so we're gonna find 3 units is equals to what first? Is equals to 36 plus 96 plus another 36. Okay, 36 plus 96 plus 36 will give me 168. So I'm gonna find what is 1 unit is equal to $56, right? So basically, this is the 1 unit. Okay, this is the 1 unit, which is the $56. $56. So the question is asking how much money did Christopher have at first. So it is basically the blue color box, right? So to find the blue color box, I just need to use 56 plus 36, okay, plus 96. Okay, that will give me $188. Okay, question 7. 60% of the chess club members are girls. I think this should be 60%, okay? Okay, 4/5 of the girls and 3/4 of the boys wear spectacles. What percentage of the chess club members wear spectacles? Okay, wear spectacles. So I'm gonna draw a block over here and I'm gonna cut it into around 60%. Okay, 60%. This is girls, right? 40% boys. Okay, then 4/5 of the girls. Okay, 4/5 is around here. Okay, and 3/4 of the boys, so 3/4 is around here, right? 3/4 wear specs. Okay, wear specs, wear specs. So what percentage of the chess club members wear specs? So I'm gonna find the percentage of girls that wear specs, right? 4/5 of 60%. Okay, divided by 5, 12 times 4 will give me 48%. For the boys, okay, this will be 3/4 times 40 divided by 4, that will give me 30%. Add them together, 48 plus 30 will give me 78%. So 78% of the members wear spectacles. Okay, question 8. The figure below is made up of two isosceles triangles. So I guess it is the big one and the smaller one inside. Okay. Find angle Y. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is you need to realize that this is the isosceles, okay, because it says two isosceles. Okay, where is angle Y? Angle Y is over here. Okay, first I'm gonna find this angle over here, which is 360 minus 338, right? 360 minus 338. It is 22 degrees. So this is 22. And next, since this is isosceles, I know this is 63, and I can find this angle over here. Okay, that angle will be 180 minus 2 times 63. Okay, that will give me 54 degrees. So the inside here is 54 degrees. And next, I'm gonna find this big angle over here. Okay, this big angle over here will be 180 minus 22. Then I'm gonna divide it by 2 because the bigger triangle outside is a isosceles triangle. So 180 minus 22 divided by 2 will give me a 79 degree. This is 79. So to complete the to find angle Y, just need to use 79 minus 54. Okay, it's gonna give me 25 degrees. Okay, question 9. The graph below shows the number of visitors at museum from January to April. So I'm gonna write down the number of visitors first. This is 150. Okay, each gap is a 10, so this is 1 to 3, so this is 330. March will be 180, 1 to 3, right? Okay, and then April will be 260. Okay, so for part A, they're asking for how many more visitors went to the museum in February than March. Okay, so for part A, you just need to use 330 to minus 180. Okay, that will give you 150. Okay, so for part B, what was the percentage increase in the number of visitors in the museum in April compared to January? Okay, so round off your answer to 1 decimal place. So in January, there's 150. In April is 260, right? So there is an increase of 110. Okay, 260 minus 150. Yep. So to find the percentage increase, okay, I need to use the increase divided by the original, which is the one in January, then multiply by 100. Okay, this will give me 73.33 and continue, which when rounded off to 1 decimal place will give me 73.3%. Okay. Okay, question 10. Jia had 19A plus 3 stems. Katie had 8A fewer stems than Jia. Bernice had 3A minus 2 more stems than Katie. Given that the 3 girls had a total of 1,151 stems, how many stems did Jia have? Okay, so for Jia it is 19A plus 3, right? Okay, so Katie had 8A stems fewer than Jia, which means that Katie will be 19 minus 8, okay, which will be 18A plus 3. Okay, Bernice had 3A minus 2 more stems than Katie. Okay, so I need to add, right? For Bernice, I'm gonna maybe do the working here. Okay, 11A plus 3, and then after that I need to plus 3A minus 2. Okay, so in this case it will become 11A plus 3 plus 3A minus 2. Okay, which will give me a 14A plus 1. Okay, given that the 3 girls have a total of 1,151 stems. So now the first thing that I need to do is I need to find out what is A. Okay, 1151. First I will minus away the 3 plus 3 plus 1, which is 7. Okay, 1151 minus 7. Okay, which will give me a 1144. Okay, then the total over here, I'm gonna do it by the side over here also. 19A plus 11A plus 14A. This will give me 19 plus 11 plus 14 will give me 44A. Okay, so 44A is equals to 1144, and then I'm gonna use 1144 divided by 44. Okay, so A is equals to 26, right? So next, to find out I need to find out what is 19A. Okay, 19A is equals to 26 times 19. Okay, 494. And then after that, the last step will be to use 494 plus 3. Okay, that will be 497. Okay, question 11. Aidin has two strips of stickers, A and B. So this is A and B. Okay, of equal length. Okay, equal length. The length of each sticker is 1.2 cm. So each sticker is 1.2 cm, and the stickers in each strip form a repeated pattern as shown below. Okay, there are 56 hard stickers altogether in both strips of stickers. So what is the length of each strip of stickers? Okay, so we're gonna find out like what is the pattern over here. The pattern is these, right? For strip A. Okay, and for strip B, the pattern is like this. Okay, this is there's 3 and there's 4. Okay, so to make them equal, I need to do a 12. 3, 3, 3, 3, and a 4, 4. Okay, so that there will be 12. Okay, so the first thing I need to figure out is how many hard stickers are there in one group. Okay, for strip A, there is a 1 heart in every 3, so in 12 there will be 4 hearts. Okay, for strip A is equals to 4 hearts. Okay, strip B, in every 4 there's 1 hearts, right? So in 12 there will be 3 hearts. Okay, so total there will be 7 hearts. Okay, we're gonna treat this as the one group. So the next thing we need to do is we need to use 56 divided by 7 to find how many groups are there. Okay, that means there's a total of 8 groups. Okay, so now the question wants us to find what is the length of each strip of stickers, right? So now we can find out what is the length of one group. So I'm gonna use a 12. 12 times 1.2 cm. Okay, 12 times 1.2 will give me a 14.4 cm. And since there are 8 groups, right? So it will be 14.4 times 8. Okay, 115.2 cm. Okay, this will be the answer. Okay, question 12. The figure shows 6 identical squares, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The area of each square is 169 square cm. The outline of the shaded parts of the figure is formed by a quarter circle okay, and straight line. So I suppose this is a straight line. Find the area of the shaded parts. Okay, since this is the only shaded part, then I'm gonna find its area. Okay, the area of each square is 169, right? So if you do a square root to it, it's gonna be equal to 13 cm, which means that each side is 13 cm. Okay, which means that the radius radius which is the PO, okay, is equals to 26 centimeter. Okay, so I'm gonna find the area of the quarter circle first. A quarter times a pi, okay, times 26 square. This will give me 3.14 times 26 square divided by 4. Okay, this will give me 530.66 square cm. Okay, next I'm gonna find the area of the right angle triangle of POQ. Okay, if you realize it's actually the area of two squares, so I'm gonna do a 169 times 2. Okay, 169 times 2, it's gonna be 338. Okay, so to find the answer of the area of the shaded part, okay, you just have to use a 530.66 minus 338. Okay, this will give me 192.66 square cm. Okay, question 13. Kenji wants to buy a bicycle. The table shows the prices of a bicycle from two different shops. Okay, so shop A and shop B. What is the difference in the discounted price between the two shops? Okay, so I'm gonna find what is the I'm gonna find what is the after discount price of the bicycle. Okay, so if there's a 30% discount, that means it will be 70 over 100, right? 70% times 1040. This will give me it's 728. Okay, and then for shop B, okay, there's a 35% discount, right? Which means that after discount, it will be 65% multiplied by 1175. That will give me 763.75. Okay, so to find the difference in the discounted price, I need to use a 728. Okay, minus away 76. Oh, should be the other way around. Okay. Okay, 763.75 minus 728. Okay, this will give me $35.75. Okay, so this will be the answer for part A. Okay, part B, GST is 7% of the discounted price of the bicycle. So how much does Kenji have to pay for the bicycle in shop A, including GST? Okay, so for part this is part A. For part B, I can do it maybe here. Okay, so if you want to include the 7% GST, is either you find 7% of the $728 and then after you add it in, or you can also do it this way, just include the 7% in, so it'll be 107%. Okay, multiply by the $728. Okay, because it is GST is applied on the after discounted price. Okay, so 728 times 107 over 100 will give me $778.96. Okay, so this will be the answer for part B. Okay, question 14. A rectangular tank with a capacity of 60 liters was partly filled with water at first. Okay, tap A was turned on to add more water into the tank. After 10 minutes, tap A was turned off and tap B was turned on to drain water out of the tank until the 30th minute. Okay, the line graph shows the volume of water in the tank over the period of 30 minutes. Okay, so how many liters of water flowed into the tank in 1 minute when tap A was turned on? So I'm gonna write down the readings over here first. So each gap is a 2, 2, 4, 6, 8. This is a 28 liters. And this over here will be 50, 2, 4, 6. 56 liters. Okay, so the first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use 56 minus 28. Okay, that means 28 liters of water flowed out from tap A. And since it is a 10 minutes duration, then I have to use 28 divided by 10, okay, which will be 2.8 liters per minute. Okay, so for part A, it is 2.8 liters. Okay, for part B, each statement below is either true, false, or not possible to tell, so I need to choose which is which. At the 15 minute, there was 45 liters of water in the tank. At the 15 minute is here. Okay, this is 44 liters. Okay, the graph, the line graph shows the volume of water in the tank, right? Yep, so it's 44 liters. So this is false. Okay, from the 10th minute until the 30th minute, water was draining at 2.4 liters per minute. From the 10th to the 30th, okay, so 30th is 10 to 30th, 30th is here. There is like 8 liters left. So I'm gonna use 56 minus 8. Okay, 56 minus 8 will give me 48, and then after that 48 divided by 10 to 30 is 20 minutes, right? Okay, divided by 20 will give me 2.4 liters per minute. Okay, so which means that yep, this sentence is true. Both tap A and B were turned on at the 30th minute. The volume of water in the tank will remain the same. Okay, so we just have to compare these two. Okay, this is the rate for tap A. Okay, and this is the rate for tap B. So since they are like different rate, that means they are not gonna remain the same. Okay, so this sentence is false. Okay, question 15. Marika baked a total of 945 chocolates and vanilla buns. After selling an equal number of both types of buns, she had 1/3 of the chocolate buns and 1/6 of the vanilla buns left. Okay, she packed the remaining chocolate buns into 23 boxes. Okay, some boxes contain 5 chocolate buns, while the rest contain 9 chocolate buns. So for part A, we need to find how many chocolate buns were packed into the 23 boxes. Okay, which is the remaining, right? So the key thing is over here after selling an equal, right? After selling. So if she had 1/3 of the chocolate buns and 1/6 of the vanilla buns left, right? That means for the chocolate, okay, sold is 2/3, and for the vanilla sold, it's 5/6, right? Okay, if you know how to do the shortcut method, because they are supposed to be equal to each other, then you need to change the numerator to become the same. So I'm going to times 5 times 5 times 2 times 2, which will give me a 10/15 and 10/12. Okay, so the denominator will tell me the total units. This is the total. Okay, and then the one on top will tell me the sold. Okay, so the first thing I need to find is what is 1 unit. Okay, 27 units, 15 plus 12 is equals to 945, right? Okay, so 1 unit will be equal to 945 divided by 27. That will give me 35 buns. Okay, I need to find how many chocolate buns were left, right? Because she packed the remaining chocolate buns into 23 boxes. So if 10 units were sold, that means 5 units were left. Okay, 35 times 5 is 175 chocolate left. Okay, this is the answer for part A. Okay, then after that, how many boxes contain 9 chocolate buns? So for part B, I can do it here. Okay, so the 175 chocolate buns were packed into 23 boxes. Some contain 5 and some contain 9. Okay, so in this case, I will just do guess and check. 5 buns and 9 buns. Okay, 23, right? I'm gonna start somewhere in the middle. So 5 times maybe 12 boxes. Okay, and this will be 9 times. If there's 12 boxes over here, that means there will be 11 over here. Okay, this will be 60. This will be 99. I'm gonna need a bit more space. Okay, so I'm gonna squeeze them a bit more. Part B, okay, the 5 buns, okay, and the 9 buns. Okay, 5 times 12, and then 9 times 11. Okay, and then I need a total. Okay, total will be 99 plus 60, 159. Okay, we are quite close, so I'm gonna need to increase the number, right? So to increase, I'm gonna decrease the 5 boxes. 5 times 11, which is 55, and 9 times 12, okay, which will give me 108. So 108 plus 55 will give me a 163. Okay, each time I decrease the 5 buns boxes and I increase the 9 buns boxes, there is an increase of 4. Okay, which means that if I want to get to how many total? 175, right? I just need to go 16 plus 4 plus 4 and then plus 4. Okay, so it will be 10, 9, 8. Okay, 5 times 8 equals to 40. This will be 12, 13, 14. Okay, 15. 9 times 15 is, just double check. 9 times 15 is 135. So 135 plus 40 is this. Okay, so this is correct. And then they are asking for how many boxes contain a 9 chocolate buns. So for part B, okay, it will be 15 boxes. Okay, question 16. The figure below shows a 3-meter wide flower garden. The outline of the flower garden is formed by using 2 identical large semicircles and 2 identical small semicircles and 2 straight lines. Okay. So part A, I need to find the perimeter of the flower garden, and part B, I need to find the area of the flower garden. Okay, so for part A, okay, this is 3 meters, so over here is also 3 meters. Right, I need to figure out what is here to here. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is I need to use a 28 minus away 9, and then I need to divide it by 2. Okay, because these two are equal, right? So 28 minus 9 divided by 2 will give me 9.5 meter. So this is 9.5 meter. Okay, I'm gonna divide it by 2 so that I know that the radius is equals to 4.75 here to here. Okay, so I'm gonna find part A, the perimeter first. Okay, to find the perimeter, first I'm gonna find the big circle. So here to here. Okay, plus here to here. Okay, this will give me like 1 full circle, so there's no need for you to find half and then times 2 again. Okay, so pi 3.14 times d. Okay, the diameter you have to work out a bit. It'll be 6 plus 9.5. Okay, which is 15.5. So times 3.14. Okay, 48.67 meter. Okay, this is the green line. I'm gonna write it as the green line. Okay, next I'm gonna find the smaller circle, which is here plus here. Okay, same thing, they form 1 full circle, so I'm just gonna use 3.14 times the diameter is 9.5, right? Okay, pi times d. 3.14 times 9.5. Okay, that will give me 29.83 meter. This is the yellow. Okay, so I'm just short of the 3 plus 3, which means that I just need to use 48.67 plus 29.83 plus another 6 meter. Okay, so this will give me the answer. 48.67, okay, and then plus 6 meter. That will give me 84.5. meter. Okay, for part B, I need to find the area of the flower garden, right? Okay, so for part B, I'm gonna redraw the circle into something like this and this. Okay, so to find the shaded area, right? The shaded area, try and shade it. Okay, I just need to find the area of the bigger circle minus the area of the smaller circle. Okay, so I'm gonna do some calculation over here. The radius of the big circle, radius, okay, big is equals to 6 plus 9.5 divided by 2. Okay, is 7.75. Okay, so remember I'm using the big circle, okay, minus the small circle. This will give me the answer. Okay, so the big circle will be 3.14 times the radius is 7.75 square. Okay, and then I'm gonna minus the small circle. The small circle is 3.14 times 4.75 square. Okay, so this is the big one. This is the small one. So 3.14 times 7.75 square. Okay, minus away 3.1. Okay, minus away 3.14 times 4.75 square. Okay, this will give me 117.75 square meter. Okay, so this is the answer for part B. Okay, question 17. In the figure, ABCD is a parallelogram. Triangles DEG, okay, DG, ECG, okay, and DGC, okay, make up the equilateral triangle DEC. Okay, angle EDG is 35, okay, ECG is 40, EGC is 106, FEC is a straight line, and angle ABC is 73. So the first angle I need to find is angle AFE. AFE is over here, is already marked out. Okay, so we know that triangle DEC is an equilateral triangle, so this is 60, right? Okay, if this is 60, then using alternate angle. Okay, we also know that this is also 60 degree over here. Okay, so once you're able to see this, then we know that angle AFE is just 180 minus 60, right? Which is equals to 120. Okay, can do it mentally. 180 minus 60 is equals to 120. Okay, next we need to find what is angle DGE. DGE, which is this angle here. Okay, so the plan is I want to find what is angle DGC. Okay, to find DGC, I can find what is this angle here, right? Okay, so angle GDC is equal to 60 minus 35. 60 minus 35 is 25. This is 25, And next I can find what is angle GCD. GCD is 60 minus 40. Okay, it's equals to 20. So this angle here is 20. Now I can find what is angle DGC. Okay, 180 minus 25 minus 20. That will give me 135, 180 minus 45. Yep. So this is 135. Okay, so to find the angle DGE, okay, I need to use 360 minus 106 and minus 135. Okay, this will give me 119 degree. So the answer is 119. Okay, so we have come to the end of the paper. So if you have any comments or any questions, you can always leave me a message, or I can be contacted through my Facebook page or WhatsApp number. If you have if you're interested in finding a math tuition in Punggol area, please feel free to contact me. Okay, if not, I will see you all in the next lesson. Have a good day.